Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Neha Rao, a lifestyle transformation coach and a doctor. In these unprecedented times where we have been attacked in this magnitude by the COVID once again, we are all reeling under the effect of what it's doing to people around us. Either we are ourselves affected by it, or one of our loved ones is, or somebody very close to us in our vicinity, like our neighbors or our friends, are getting affected by the disease. And with this, what is growing is the anxiety and fear of what's going on, what might happen tomorrow, are we all going to be safe, or are we all going to get affected? But it is very imperative to keep this anxiety and fear at bay and not let it get the better of us. Because the more anxiety that we feel, the less we are in an optimal condition to function properly, to be of value to people who need us at this time, and our families and our children who look up to us, hoping that we are not going to get anxious enough to let things completely fall all around us. And not to forget, the more anxiety that we keep attracting into our life or we keep absorbing in, the more we are prone to getting this disease if we already haven't got it. And if we have got it, then it makes healing and recovery all the more difficult if we do not let go of this anxiety, if we don't find ways to deal with this. I am here with a list of 10 or 11 things that have worked for me, that I have incorporated in my everyday life. And I am going to leave a link for the blog post in detail that I have written on my website. So let me just get started with the 11 ways. So number 1 is stop overstimulating your senses with over information, because more information is not equivalent to more solutions. Rather, it is more anxiety and more confusion. So keep the time that you spend trying to find out all this information to a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes, if at all, and pick up one or two trusted sources that you go directly to, find out what you need to, and come out of it. Do not spend too much time, because with that comes anxiety, depression, disappointment, and it just starts your day on a very, very low note. And especially early in the morning, try to stay away from as many sources of information as you can, including newspapers. Number 2, please incorporate some kind of a meditative process early in the morning. Could be meditation, could be something meditative that you like to do, which is going to help you. That's the time when you're with yourself. That's the best time where you're really sitting bare in front of your subconscious and accepting what are your fears, and you might get an answer or solution to most of the things, and a lot of your anxiety might be put to rest right then at that moment. And then you are in a much better position to go through the day with a high life state and a high vibration level, which makes you do the right things, keeps you stronger, keeps your immunity better. Number 3, stay busy most of the day. Have some kind of schedule which you follow, by which you don't have any excess time where you can sit and think about these things or go through millions of sources of information that can upset you in some way or the other. And when you schedule your whole day's routine, please schedule some time for some hobbies or playing with your children or just resting or relaxing in some way or the other, so that again keeps you well rested. Number 4, give gratitude every morning, because there is nothing better than that. When you give gratitude, you say thank you for what is, because no matter what the situation, things could be so much worse. And giving gratitude just starts a beautiful process in your body where the right hormones are secreted. It's a feeling of well-being that comes over, and the feel-good factor just helps you to take more good decisions through the day, and you just start doing things which are in everyone's benefit, rather than being exposed to not so good news early morning and being irritable, and then that's how your day goes, and that's how your interaction with everybody else goes. So number 5 is offer help to people around you in whatever way you can. What that does is that it takes away the concentration from your problem, from your misery, from your anxiety, from your fears, and suddenly there are so many other people, so many other things that you could think about, and people who might need your help. And once your focus shifts from you to someone else, suddenly your problems stop mattering, and they don't seem so this might start seeming inconsequential, because there are people with bigger problems and people with bigger issues that are troubling them. And once that happens, you also feel good, because you're really doing something which is of value, which is worthy, and you're helping somebody else out. And again, that's a beautiful way to put your anxieties at rest and help somebody else put their anxieties at rest. It could just be a phone call, or it could be helping people out with some information, or it could just be helping some COVID struck families with food or groceries. Whatever it is, in whatever best way you can help. When you do rest, find ways of resting which do not include screens. So, and spend at least half an hour or 1 hour, because when you're in this zone and you're you're loving what you're doing, you just don't have the time to think about something which upsets you, which in an anxious mode or makes you irritable. Number 7 is stop anticipating the problem and preparing for it. If you believe in the law of attraction and the law of the universe, it says that whatever occupies your mind most of the time is exactly what you're going to attract in your life. So if all you're thinking about is the fact that you are going to get hit by COVID, and some of the people are even in anticipation collecting medicines and equipment and keeping them ready, fearing that one day they might get COVID, you can only imagine what kind of vibration are you attracting into your life. In this case, preparing in advance for a disease that you still might not have been affected by is exactly that kind of an invitation to come and visit you. What I'm trying to say is that if you reduce your vibration to a level where you are anticipating getting the disease, then definitely it will come knocking at your door. So please do not start panicking. Number 8, please follow the COVID guidelines. Stay away from public places. If you're following the guidelines, there is less reason for you to be anxious, because you know you haven't been anywhere, done anything that could have exposed you to the virus. Number 9, tire yourself out completely sometimes during the day. So if you feel that you're not being able to get rid of this feeling of anxiety, and you just can't stop thinking, and if you've tried all the other ways, find some time in the day to work out in the house, or do yoga, or just do breathing exercises, anything which can calm you down. Number 10, stop blaming others and try to take responsibility for things yourself. Whether it is the doctors working around you, or the people who are trying to help you in the hospitals or anywhere else, please understand they are doing the best they can. They are more prone to this disease than you are. They are more prone to the infection, and so are their families, and they are more prone to this anxiety and stress a lot more than you. And there are some things which they don't have a solution for, and for everything else they are there for you. So try to be as patient and understanding as you can be, because when that happens, you are going to get the best result for yourself or your relatives, whoever it is that you are looking for results for, if you are just understanding and appreciative and give gratitude to the people around you, whether it's the medical staff or the paramedical staff. Or when the time comes to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. Don't wonder about how effective it is. Don't wonder about whether the mutant strains are going to be covered, because your responsibility is to follow the guidelines. Your responsibility is to take the vaccine when it is available for you. Just do that. Number 11 is, if you feel that you are not being able to figure out ways of handling your anxiety by all the things that I have said till now, and if you have tried putting all these into action, then maybe it's time to now to go out and ask for help. This help could be asked of a family member, of a loved one, or someone in a professional status, like a counselor or a spiritual coach, a doctor, a psychologist, anybody who you trust, who you think can understand you. Because remember and believe that anybody who you confide in is going to be ready to help you. All you have to do is open up and say that you are not being able to handle the situation very well and the anxiety is getting the better of you. The bravest thing to do at that time is ask for help, because if you don't, it's going to eat you from inside and it's just going to get worse with time. So be open to asking for help, and you will be surprised from how many quarters you can get that help from. So here are the 11 ways in which you can control anxiety and stress that's troubling you, get a hold of your life and the situation around you, such that you're functioning at your most optimal level, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm going to be leaving a link to this blog post below, and if you have the time, just go through it. It's more in depth, and I'm sure you're not going to regret reading it. And if you are looking for anything more lifestyle, wellness, and food, hop over to my website where you're going to find a lot of rich content about all of this. And especially in these times when you need to build your immunity, need to build your overall health, I am sure that's going to be of a lot of benefit to you. So until then, I wish for all of my readers and viewers to be safe, healthy, and away from anxiety, so that once this is all over, we can be smiling, looking back at this and see how we came out victorious. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.